First of all, this small shiur is dedicated to the refuah shlema of our dear friend Mr. Z and his brother Junior. They should have a refuah shlema and be happy and healthy, and that's very important to do so. Not only they should come back to Yeshiva, they should also do overlanding quickly. Yalla. Talking about that overlanding concept, I was thinking, most of us, when we were kids, we were happier. And it's not necessarily because we had nothing to worry about. Somewhat, yeah, but not because of that. Most of the reason, I think, is when we were kids, we were happy because we had dreams. And we wanted to be, pilots and astronauts and travel and discover, and we had a lot of dreams that we had, and that kind of made us happy. As adults, we don't have dreams like that anymore. And adults, the dreams that we have are all practical dreams, right? I need to save X amount of money. I need to buy a house. It's all about, it's not necessarily a dream. It's more plans than dreams. And because of that, we lose the joy of living. We became so practical with our plans that, I'll give you an example. If you look at the 50s, at the 60s, even in the 70s, you look at the way they design cars. Let's talk about this for a second. They design cars. They did whatever they possibly could to make the car look beautiful. Not necessarily practical, but beautiful. They want to give a message, so the cars had curves, and the cars had to look nice, and driving was fun. We didn't care, for example, if you had argument's sake, an Alfa Romeo GTV, stick shift with no AC in it. The whole fun was to drive. When you sat in the car, it made you feel like you're driving. It made you feel alive. It gave you a sensation of freedom. Today, when they design cars, it's all about miles per gallons, about efficiency, no identity to the cars. And by the way, the colors of the cars, it's so pathetic. If you want to understand what 50 Shades of Grey is, go look at the cars. All the cars are from like dark gray to light gray, and everything else is in between. It's terrible. What happened to the red cars and green cars and yellow cars? And it's terrible. And it's dead. You enter one car, you can't tell it from the other. They're all the same. It's so crazy that they want to make cars, they want to take the fun out of everything. They're going to make cars that you don't even have to drive. What's the point of that? I would rather walk. Motorcycles is something that gives you the freedom. Overlanding gives you the freedom, the ability to go off record, off the track, to go experience freedom. Now, we need to make sure that we still have dreams, we have aspirations, we have dreams, and not practicality or plans. Even if the dreams are like, what are the chances for a person to become an astronaut? It's like, I probably can win the Powerball more than I can become an astronaut. Let's put it this way. At least as a Powerball, there's a chance. There's no chance for me to become an astronaut. But it never stops you from dreaming. The problem is when we take that very confining way of thinking and we apply it to the life of Torah as well. Now that's very dangerous, because when there's no aspiration of becoming something, or you want to do something with this, or you feel the sensation of freedom learning Torah and Judaism becomes a trap, becomes gray, becomes practical, and there's no joy in that anymore. And therefore, we need to make sure that we find the joy in that. So it will be very, very difficult to find the joy in Torah and to experience freedom of Torah when the rest of your life are not practiced this way. That's why I would like to tell you that if you want to do it and you want to start feeling free and to have the simcha, the joy, because after all, avodat Hashem, working and worshiping God, has to be with joy. It's going to be something you enjoy of doing, and it gives you optimism. And that's the way what Chachamim says. That when the Rambam tells us that every person has the potential to become the biggest Talmid Chacham ever, that's not just empty words. That's a mindset. That's a way of life. But today we won't do it because, oh, you have to finish college and you have to go this, you have to be practical. You can take, for example, some kind of a liberal art topic. I don't know, I want to become an English major, become a philosophy major. No, absolutely not. Everything is practical. Oh, get this thing because this job gives you a lot of money. And there's therefore no expression for, no room for self-expression. And when there's no room for self-expression, we're all the same. And therefore, it becomes terrible, a very miserable world. So if you want to make sure that your Judaism does not go into the darkness, you need to make sure to put some spontaneous actions in your life. Be spontaneous. Go. Make a plan. It's okay to go on a trip. It's okay to go overlanding. It's okay to go off the highway okay, so let's say you don't have the rig to go rock climbing. Nobody says you have to go rock climbing. You can just take it on a side road. Take side roads to wherever you go. When you go to work every single day, try to find different ways to go because people know only one way. But take different streets. Start with that. Start changing that. Start looking, paying attention. Start having dreams. Go back into the world of dreams. I'm not saying fantasies to sit down and just fantasize. I mean, taking a pill or something. I'm not talking about this. But we've been taking, I think, the blue pill all the time, that we live the life of the Matrix. We're in darkness all the time. We need to open your eyes. Add some color to your life. Be spontaneous. Have dreams. Even if it's far. Let's say you want to have, one day I want to have a farm about it. A farm somewhere to grow goats, and right now you're some kind of a doctor doing Roto-Rooter for people, whatever it is. You want to grow goats, so start making a plan, and maybe eventually you'll move there. But if you don't, it's life becomes dark. Life becomes pointless, meaningless, and together with that, Judaism. Judaism needs people who strive on freedom. Judaism needs free people. The Torah must be practiced by free people. You cannot be oppressed and learn the Torah. You cannot have no joy of life and learning Torah. It will not do it. So you need to reintroduce yourself to the joy of life. So every now and then, whether it's on a Sunday, whether it's once a month, you must go out. And I'm not going out to a restaurant. Well, restaurant open, restaurant closed. I don't care. Who cares? Go to the outdoors. Take a road trip. Get into the car to any possible direction and then just drive for 4 hours. Turn around. I'll tell you something the following. I'll tell you the following. Get up early on Sunday. Get up early. Sunday. Don't be lazy. Don't be dead. Get up at like 5 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning on a Sunday. Pick up some sandwiches. Make yourself a thermos with coffee. Get into the car. Drive for 2 hours. You're ahead of the pack. 2 hours, nobody on the road. Drive for 2 hours. Stop somewhere. Get off. Go on side roads. Get out of the city as fast as you can. But once you're out of the city, take side roads. Stop somewhere. Put your talit and filling on. Pray in the outdoors. Drive for another hour. And then come back. You still have most of your Sunday ahead of you. But the whole entire week is going to be different. Sit down and then when you come back, sit down and learn some halacha. Or when you go out there, take with you a Kitzur Shulchan Aruch or Mishnah or Chumash. And after you daven, you put your tefillin on. Sit down with your talit and tefillin in the middle of nature, in the middle of nowhere. Read a Mishnah for crying out loud. You'll find that all of a sudden Torah is not only sweet, it's flavorful. It's a mouthful of joy. If you're not going to do that, I'm very concerned where you're going to go from this point on. Have a great day.